Ever feel like your imagination is this crazy, powerful thing that just gets wasted on daydreams?
Mm.
Like it could be so much more.
Yeah.
Well, today we're diving deep into a book that says, what if it's not a waste?
Okay.
What if it's the key to unlocking, like, your deepest desires?
Interesting.
We're cracking open Neville Goddard's Awakened Imagination.
Okay.
And let me tell you, it's about to get interesting.
I'm intrigued. What's his take?
He doesn't mess around.
Okay.
He's not talking about, like, visualizing a new car and hoping it, like, magically appears in your driveway.
Right.
This is next level stuff.
Yeah, what's he saying?
He's presenting imagination as a force, almost like a being in itself.
Right, and we throw around that word imagination so casually, but Goddard's saying, hold up, this is serious business.
Yeah.
He even compares it to Christ.
Right.
And that's where things get really interesting.
Okay, before you think we all theological on,
Mm-hmm.
you think of it this way. What did Christ represent?
Yeah.
Transformation.
Yeah.
Overcoming the impossible. Goddard's saying that same power, it resides in our imagination if we can tap into it.
I'm with you. Okay, I'm intrigued, but I like concrete examples.
Okay.
Does he give us, how does this work?
The book actually starts with Goddard himself.
Okay.
He desperately wanted to spend winter in Barbados.
Of course, who doesn't?
Right. But he was flat broke.
Oh, yeah, I've been there.
And not just like, I wish I had a little extra cash broke, like couldn't afford a postcard broke.
Wow.
Yet, spoiler alert, he ends up in Barbados.
No way. So how did he do it? Did he win the lottery or something?
Nope.
What happened?
He used a technique that he called thinking from the end.
Okay.
He didn't just wish he was in Barbados.
Mm-hmm.
He lived it in his mind.
But he was already there.
He imagined himself already there.
Yeah.
Smelling the salt air, feeling that warm sand between his toes, the whole 9 yards.
So instead of focusing on the lack, he focused on the feeling of the wish fulfilled.
Exactly. It's about embodying the state of already having what you desire. And the crazy part, it's not just some feel-good mumbo-jumbo. Goddard claims that this actually influenced the circumstances in his life to make that trip to Barbados happen.
Whoa. Now that's what I'm talking about. Manifestation in action? But surely he's got more than one story to back this up.
Oh, he has a whole book of them.
Okay.
One that really struck me was about this blind woman in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
Imagine her daily commute was a nightmare of multiple bus transfers.
I can't even imagine. That sounds exhausting.
Right.
Yeah.
But here's where it gets interesting.
Okay.
She started taking imaginary car rides to work every day.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about just fixturing a car. She would imagine every detail. The smell of the leather seats, the feeling of the driver's sleeve brushing against hers, the whole experience.
Wait, so she basically created a mental movie of her ideal commute.
Exactly.
Okay.
And get this,
Hmm.
real-life rides started materializing.
What? No way.
It turned out there was this man in her city who volunteered to drive people with disabilities, and she ended up getting connected with him.
Wow.
It's like her intensely real visualizations somehow influenced the external world.
Okay, hold up. That's spooky good. So it's not just about wishing, it's about experiencing the desire as if it's already real with all your senses engaged.
That's the idea that Goddard is putting forward.
Wow.
It's like your senses are the key to unlocking this deeper power of imagination. Now, whether her visualization directly caused those rides to appear, we can't say for sure, but it makes you wonder about the hidden potential of our minds, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It's like we have this internal superpower we're not even aware of.
Right.
Speaking of hidden potential, Goddard also talks about this technique of revising your day in your imagination.
Well, interesting.
Like a mental do-over. It's even more than a do-over.
Right.
Think of it like editing a movie.
Right.
Remember that cringeworthy moment that you wish you could take back?
Yeah.
Goddard says replay it in your mind, but this time you're the director. Change the lines.
Right.
Change the outcome.
Okay.
Change how you feel about it.
So instead of replaying that awkward encounter on loop and getting more and more flustered, you rewrite the scene where you're cool as a cucumber,
Okay.
and it actually changes how you feel about it in the present.
Precisely. It's like rewiring your emotional response. Goddard argues that this isn't just wishful thinking.
Right.
It's about shifting your mindset
Okay.
and potentially influencing your future experiences by changing how you react to similar situations going forward.
Wow, that's wild. So it's not just about manifesting things in the external world, it's about changing your internal world as well.
Exactly. And speaking of internal worlds,
Okay.
there's another concept from the book that I think you'll find fascinating.
Okay.
Inner speech. Goddard puts a lot of emphasis on the conversations that we have with ourselves in our heads, our inner dialogue. He says it's not just random noise, it's constantly shaping our reality.
Okay, so this resonates with me. I'm a total champion of negative self-talk.
Yeah.
If there were an Olympic sport for it, I'd be going for the gold.
Right.
So is Goddard basically saying we can talk ourselves into success or failure?
He's saying it's a powerful force. And like any force, it can be used constructively or destructively.
Right.
Think of it this way. What are you more likely to achieve? Something you constantly tell yourself is impossible, or something you believe you can accomplish?
Okay, that makes sense, but it's easier said than done, right?
Yeah.
How do you actually control those thoughts?
Right.
They seem to have a life of their own.
It starts with awareness.
Right.
Most of us are completely oblivious to the constant chatter in our heads. It's like background noise we've tuned out.
Right.
But imagine if you could consciously choose what music to play in your mind.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you pick something uplifting and empowering rather than something that drags you down?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
But how do you choose the music when it feels like someone else is controlling the playlist?
Goddard would say that someone else is often our past conditioning, our fears, our limiting beliefs.
Right.
But remember the thinking from the end technique.
Okay.
It applies here too. Instead of dwelling on the negative self-talk, try shifting your inner dialogue to match the reality you desire.
So let's say you're trying to change careers, but you're plagued by self-doubt.
Okay.
Instead of thinking, I'm too old to start over, I'll never make it.
Right. You'd think.
Exactly. I am capable and resourceful. I'm attracting exciting new opportunities into my life.
Right.
It might feel a bit strange at first,
Yeah.
but the more you consciously choose empowering thoughts,
Yeah.
the more natural it becomes.
So it's like we're training our minds to focus on what we want, not on what we fear.
Precisely. And as you become more adept at controlling your inner dialogue, you can start incorporating other sensory details into your visualizations.
Right.
Like that blind woman we talked about.
Oh, I agree.
Instead of just vaguely picturing something, you're really trying to feel it.
Experience it as if it's happening right now.
So instead of just vaguely picturing something, you're really trying to feel it. Experience it as if it's happening right now.
You've got it. Remember, Goddard believed our senses are key to unlocking our imagination's power.
Great.
Let's say you're trying to manifest your dream job.
Okay.
Don't just visualize yourself sitting at a desk.
Mm-hmm.
Imagine the feeling of excitement as you walk into the office.
Right.
Hear the sounds of a productive workday.
Okay.
Smell the delicious aroma of your morning coffee.
Okay, I have to admit, this is all starting to sound pretty amazing,
Yeah.
but a part of me still feels skeptical.
Sure.
Is it really that simple? Just think it, and it will be.
It's not about oversimplifying it.
Okay.
It's about understanding the power of belief.
Right.
Remember, Goddard argued that creation is already finished.
Okay.
Every possibility exists like rooms in a giant house.
Okay, that's where I get tripped up.
Right.
How do you choose the right room, so to speak?
Right.
How do you know which possibility is most aligned with your true desires?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And this is where things get really interesting.
Okay, you've got me on the edge of my seat here.
Yeah.
Choosing the right room in the house of infinite possibilities.
Mm-hmm.
How do we do it?
Goddard would say it's not so much about choosing as it is about aligning yourself.
Okay.
Think about it this way. If you're attuned to a specific radio frequency,
Right.
you're only going to pick up the station broadcasting on that frequency, right?
Right.
Our beliefs, our thoughts, our feelings are like our internal dial.
So if I'm constantly tuned into self-doubt and fear, those are the stations I'm going to pick up in my reality. But
Exactly.
if I can shift my frequency to one of confidence and belief,
You're more likely to manifest experiences that match that vibration.
okay.
Goddard believed that we have far more agency in shaping our reality than we realize. But it
Mhm.
starts with understanding that our inner world creates our outer world.
So it's not just about wishing and hoping. It's about actively cultivating the beliefs and emotions that match our desires.
Exactly. And that takes effort.
Right.
It's about becoming conscious creators of our own experience.
Okay.
Now, there's another important aspect of the Goddard's teaching that we haven't touched on yet,
But
the idea of surrender.
surrender.
Yeah.
Okay, I have to admit that one always throws me for a loop.
Yeah.
I thought we were talking about taking control, mastering our reality.
Right.
How does surrendering fit into all of this?
I know it seems like a contradiction.
Yeah.
But Goddard wasn't suggesting we just give up and let fate decide.
Okay.
It's more nuanced than that.
Okay.
He's talking about surrendering to a power greater than our limited, ego-driven selves.
So not giving up, but rather trusting.
You got it. Think of it like this. You've planted a seed, you've watered it, you've given it sunlight.
Okay.
Now you have to trust that it will grow in its own time.
Right.
You can't force it. You can't dig it up every day to see if it's sprouted.
Right.
You have to surrender to the natural process of growth.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
So in this context, surrender means letting go of the need to control every detail, trusting that the universe or our awakened imagination has got this.
Exactly. It's about finding that sweet spot between action and allowance.
Right.
We take inspired action towards our goals, and then we surrender the outcome to something bigger than ourselves.
This has been such an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Goddard's work is both empowering and challenging.
Yeah,
It really makes you think about the potential we all have within us if we can just learn to tap into it.
absolutely. And while some of these ideas might seem a little out there,
Right.
at their core, they're really about self-discovery and personal transformation.
It's like we have this incredible power within us,
Yeah.
our imagination.
Right.
And if we can learn to wield it consciously, we can create extraordinary lives. So tell me, dear listener, what seemingly impossible dream could you bring to life if you truly embrace the power of your own awakened imagination? What would you dare to create if you knew you couldn't fail? Keep that question close to your heart, and until next time, keep those imaginations fired up.
Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. It would be a great source of help to maintain and develop this channel and the correlated website. This book overview was presented to you by olbooksummary.com. Are you interested in more insights into personal development books or motivational and inspirational books? Please visit olbooksummary.com and you will find a library of the most helpful self-development and human character development books overview.